Hi everyone, my name is Madeline and I am the volunteer and events manager for United Way Quad Cities. I'm super excited that you are taking the time out of your day to watch this orientation regarding our Summer Read United initiative. We are currently wrapping up our spring session, and with that we have requested from the schools some data. That data will include what % of students who participated in the Spring Read United session improved their overall reading skills. So once that information gets sent back to us, we will be sure to share that with the community as well. But right now, I just want to take some time and go through a little PowerPoint we created to give you some housekeeping, some tips, and a little bit more information going into the summer. So I am going to share my screen with you all. So as you can see here, we have a bunch of smiling little faces of kiddos in the Quad Cities who are super excited to get this opportunity to read with a volunteer. And at United Way, we understand that opportunity changes everything. So right here is a big opportunity for us, and it's going to be great getting back into the schools after the pandemic, being able to read one-on-one with a student. So as you can see here, we have had volunteers in schools before reading one-on-one with kiddos. Down at the bottom, you can see that we do have virtual opportunities as well for students at school, and you can see the teachers helping the student get all set up, but we have had other opportunities to be inside the schools. United Way focuses on the areas of education, income, and health, and Read United specifically ties in with education. This slide right here is our scope of learning loss. So you're going to see what % of third grade students were reading proficiently in the Quad Cities. So 61% of third grade students were reading proficiently in the Quad Cities pre-pandemic, and then 30% of those third grade students were reading proficiently in the Quad Cities during the COVID era. So as you can see, that is a big decrease. And that is exactly why we are taking this initiative to get inside the schools and get reading. Here is another breakdown of our third grade students reading proficiently in the Quad Cities. So as you can see, for Black students, 37% of third grade students were reading proficiently pre-pandemic and 11% during the COVID era. For Hispanic students, that was 52% reading proficiently pre-pandemic and 24% during COVID. And for white students, 63% and 36% during the COVID era. So all the more reasons to get inside the schools and getting with those students. Rise United is part of our 10-year goal. And for education, more specifically, we are looking to increase the number of Quad Cities students reading at grade level by third grade up to 90%. Third grade reading proficiency makes kids 5 times more likely to graduate high school and ready for success. We understand that once you hit third grade, you are no longer learning how to read, but you are reading to learn. So understanding subjects like math and science. Our goal with this initiative is to have around 500 volunteers read a one-on-one weekly for just 30 minutes. And with that, we are looking to raise dollars. Those dollars will go directly towards early education, out-of-school literacy programs, mentoring and parenting classes, where we are making it so that that parent is the first teacher of their child before they step into kindergarten. We do have 12 sites for the summer. We have sites listed through Spring Forward, and we also have Hand in Hand on the Iowa side. Dr. Pandora Lawrence is a retired school principal from the Quad Cities, and she has provided us with some tips to help your transition into reading with the student. So we're looking to create an environment of respect and rapport. We want to make sure that the students feel valued and are comfortable taking these intellectual risks, for some of them may not have read out loud to other people before. Establish high expectations for learning. Try to direct that student's energy toward the actual task. They are going to be super excited, probably a ball of energy, but making sure they are staying focused on the task at hand. Smooth functioning of all routines. So making sure that you and the student understand the routines, and that those routines may even be initiated by the student themselves. Managing the student behavior. Standards of conduct are clear to the students. Make sure that first day when you go in there, you are explaining to them what you're doing, what the purpose is, and what you expect from them, and maybe what they even expect from you. But that way you both have a clear idea of what to expect when going into reading. And then relax and have fun. Don't forget to smile and enjoy the experience at hand. So for your first time, we do ask that you arrive at least 5 minutes early and that you bring your ID and mask. Most places, mask mandate is optional, so whatever you are most comfortable with. Bring a map, that way you can see where parking is for your site and how to enter your site, and school details for check-in. So with that being said, it might just be writing down who that school contact is that you're going to meet with as soon as you enter the building, and having your ID with you. And then to always make sure that you are appreciating the teachers or the instructional coaches who are helping set this up and getting you connected with the student, as they are taking time out of their day to make sure that they have students paired up with a volunteer. What to expect during the experience: the student reading spaces as well. You will probably get a tour that first day with your contact to kind of show you what areas to read in. The teacher might even show you, but just understanding where to go allows for an easier transition when you start reading continuously. The teacher will provide the books with the student to make sure that they are level appropriate. All About Me, that is a sheet you will receive in a follow-up email. It just asks a few questions about what subjects of school you liked and what your favorite books were and what your hobbies are, and just a little bit about you, so you can build that relationship with your student on the first day and even ask them those same questions. If you can't make it or your student is ill, like I said, we will on a follow-up email, and also on our Read United homepage, we have a toolkit where your school maps will be found, your school details will also be found. That also includes your school contact. So if you cannot make it, you can email or call your school contact and just inform them on the situation, and they will make sure that the student is either with another volunteer or that they will be ready for next week. Be flexible. So if your student is out, you may read with another student. Your student may not want to read today, and that's okay as well. You might just be the one reading, and your student might want to just listen to you, and that's okay. You may read with two students even for 15 minutes each, depending on what activities the school has for the students. Just some reading tips as well. So recognize the student's energy levels. The student is super excited, super eager. That's great. You want to match that energy. It'll allow for a successful 30 minutes, and you'll be able to read and get to enjoy your time with the student. If the student maybe isn't feeling up to reading, maybe that means you are reading the entire time, but that way the student feels comfortable and they know that you are respectful of their feelings and they're going to respect yours as well. Encourage questions. Talk about what you've read. Use expressions when reading. I know when I would read to my reading buddy, when a ... would happen, getting all suspenseful, and made her excited to see what was going to happen next. Explore different reading techniques like echoing or popcorn or choral style reading to make sure that the student is also staying actively engaged. Be sure to praise your student each time, whether they read the entire book, read a couple lines, or even just sit and listen to you read. Make sure that you let them know that they're doing a great job and that you're going to be there for them. And as always, remember to have fun. A few housekeeping pieces of information. You will have a background check you need to complete, as well as a confidentiality and release form. We do ask that you don't take pictures with the students due to privacy reasons. I know it's super exciting and you want to share all the great work that you're doing, but just respecting the privacy of the students by not taking photos. I did add on here the start and end dates. However, I will send you an email before your start date approaches with just some reminders and some links and emails on where your location is, school details, maps, what times you signed up to read, and other pieces of information. So if you're doing any site through Spring Forward, you'll start June 13th through July 14th. And then Hand in Hand in Dankman run June 13th through August 10th. And like I said in that follow-up email, it will have the links to the All About Me, your map of school and parking areas, the specific school details, and the school calendar. So that way, if July 4th fell on your reading day, they more than likely won't have a program going on, so you will not need to be in attendance. Dr. Pandora Lawrence's videos and tip sheet will also be included in your start date and confirmation of your reading times. So thank you everyone for joining me today. We are super excited that you have signed up and are excited to read. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I will be in communication with you regarding your start date. Thank you.